Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Hello and welcome to I Am Home, the Home Life Best Life podcast. I'm Tyler Weiskup, joined by my co-host who's more iconic than a Temperature Tuesday runza. It's Becca Sudbeck.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Becca. And our other co-host shines brighter than the stadium lights at the College World Series. It's Hilary Waltermath.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Hilary. Today on I Am Home, we're joined by someone who's redefined what it means to explore your hometown. Cahner Olson, the creator behind Omaha Places, is with us. Hi, Cahner.
Hi, thanks so much for having me on. I loved that intro.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You never know
Thank
what
you
you're
so
gonna
much. I
get.
try to
Yes.
theme it to the episode that we've got covered today. So Omaha Places, this has started as like a passion project for you that's turned into a much bigger brand. It's like a serious go-to guide that really defines top places to eat, to dine, to sip and shop and just play across Omaha, generally speaking. And you're helping people really see the city with fresh eyes, whether you've lived here for a real long time or you're someone who's coming new to the city too. So really enjoyed getting a chance to kind of dive into Omaha Places and the things that you're doing. I want to talk to you today about like building this brand. I want to talk about supporting small businesses, and I want to talk to you about the home life because that's what we love. But first, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast, and that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life, and you can learn more at nfm.com. Okay, so Cahner, one of the things that stood out to me is that you are coming back to Omaha, right? You lived in San Francisco, you lived in Dallas, but now you've come back to Omaha, and seems like you're here to stay for a while anyway.
I am, yeah.
So what pulled you back, and what's kind of held you here?
That's a good question. So yeah, I grew up here, and I was always that person who was like, I am too good for the Midwest. Like I'm out of here as soon as I graduate. And so like you said, I moved to San Francisco and then to Dallas. So I was gone between college and post-grad for almost a decade. Like it was a little over 9 years. And so I originally came back temporarily just because honestly, I'd ended a breakup or started a breakup in Dallas, ended that relationship, came back here just to kind of like figure out next steps. And it was always supposed to be temporary. And then a couple months later, my mom's like, hey, this house is for sale. Like, are you interested? And I was like, okay, maybe like as an investment property. Like that's kind of the point in my life that I'm at. So I ended up buying the house just as an investment because I was only back here temporarily. And then a couple months later, I'm like, well, this is actually kind of a nice house. So I might as well move in. And during that time, I kind of met a really good group of friends here in Omaha. And now it's almost 4 years later and I'm still here. But it was pretty quickly that I realized Omaha had changed so much in the almost 10 years since I'd lived here. And just my priorities in life had changed a lot. And I realized I no longer was that person who was like, I'm too good for Omaha. I want to live in a big city. And so I just kind of changed my priorities in life and ended up really, really loving living back here. And I feel like I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, which is a really cool feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was that kind of like a gradual process for you, or is that something that like clicked pretty quickly?
It was a little gradual, but I'm also the kind of person who like once I make a decision, I'm stuck with that decision. And honestly, Omaha Places had a huge role in that. I started the account not fully realizing what it was going to be, but about 6 months into it is when it really started to blow up. And I was like, okay, this could actually be a full-time job. Yeah. Like I could really make something of this. And so it's obviously hard to pursue that route while also moving out of Omaha. So it all just kind of came together really nicely. And now here we are.
Yeah. I think you've described it as like a side project to begin with. What gave you the confidence or maybe like the push to know that this would be more than a hobby? You said like 6 months in, it kind of blew up a little bit. Was there a crystallized moment where you like knew that this could be the route for you to take?
So I had previously been working in social media and self-employed. I was just doing freelance social media management. So I had already worked with a lot of influencers, more so on the brand side. So I already knew this industry. And I already knew that there probably was a need for an account like this in Omaha, because there was a very similar company that I had followed when I was down in Dallas, and I loved their account. And they also had the like Omaha Places equivalent, and they had an agency. And I was like, well, I already have this, like I am a one-person social media agency.
Yes.
So now I'm just adding this other component, and it's clearly worked for this company down in Dallas because they have 500,000 followers and a staff of 20 full-time people.
Wow.
So that kind of gave me the confidence of like, okay, once I get this going, once I have a few videos that go viral and the account is really growing, I kind of have this example of how I can, convert it into something that makes money, something that really ties in with the agency side of my business. And so that's been really nice to kind of, I mean, I don't know this company personally, but, or like any of those employees personally, but I obviously see what they do online. And also, since I was already self-employed, I had just like the schedule freedom to go around to Omaha and, film stuff for Omaha Places in the middle of the day. And since then, I've actually transferred all of our agency clients. We only take local Omaha clients now, where previously when I first moved back, we had some clients still in San Francisco and some clients in Dallas, still small businesses, but now we're only working in the Omaha market.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's awesome. So is the Omaha Places account now, it's feeding just the social management side of it too? You've seen those things like feed each other, and now you've like have this more localized approach. Which
kind of. It kind of has created a funnel for us. So, I mean, many businesses know who we are through Omaha Places. And then when they find out we have an agency, they already have an example of the work that we've done if we've featured their business on Omaha Places. So yeah, that's been really cool. A lot of people who are now agency clients have found us through Omaha Places.
Awesome. Well, I was kind of interested in your approach to the account. Like it's more of a like a faceless influencer approach. I feel like it's kind of a bold move especially today, where it feels like personality really drives a lot of like these social channels. Was that like a strategic decision when you started kind of building out the Omaha Places brand?
Yeah, it kind of was. I had, always been active on my personal social media channels. And, I think a lot of kids my age, like they grow up and they're like, I want to work in content creation. I want to be an influencer. And I was no stranger to that mindset as well. But also it's a really kind of scary thing to be putting your face out there and you're opening yourself up to a lot of criticism. And I'm like,
court of public
I don't feel like putting on makeup today or doing my hair. So like, I'm not going to film any videos. And I just realized that that wasn't quite the route that I wanted to go. But I think the nice thing about Omaha Places being faceless is that people can more easily picture themselves in, the places that we're at. And obviously you're still seeing like some of our hands, and like we do post a lot of behind the scenes stuff on our agency account. But the fact that, people aren't seeing our, 20 something, 30 something white female faces, it allows them to kind of picture themselves in the space. And I think that has really contributed to the account growth as well.
What do you think is most misunderstood about content creation, or something that, most people don't?
How much work goes in behind the scenes. I mean, we literally just had somebody DM us about a week ago, and they were like, I just found out you charge businesses to post on your Instagram. I thought this was all organic. And I was like, well, we do a lot of organic stuff. We post a lot of unsponsored content, but this is like, there's 4 people who are full.
Right. It's your job.
Yeah. Like, how else are we supposed to make money? And I think that people who don't work in the media field at all, they just don't understand how much time it takes to schedule something with a business and then drive there and film and then edit the content and upload the content and have it go through multiple rounds of reviewals and then write a caption and post it. Like, there's so much that goes in behind the scenes that most people are just seeing the finished product, and it takes them 15, 20 seconds to watch it, where it took us 7-8 hours to create that video.
Yeah, and even like like the strategy behind it. And I mean, there's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
Yes.
really lot that goes into it that
Yeah.
people don't see.
Yeah. And then we have our newsletter and we have a website and we just did a whole new brand for like got our logo redone, like all of that stuff. It takes time and resources and energy and
Yeah.
money. And
Mhm.
yeah, people just don't see all of that behind the scenes stuff.
And the like expectations for content creation too, or like the creativity or the like, I don't know, craftsmanship isn't the right word, but like the level of editing expectations now, I think are so crazy. As somebody who's like made 4 TikToks in their whole life, I was like, yeah, the same for me.
It's a lot.
I cannot. My brain cannot handle
Yeah.
like that editing piece at all. So
I mean, it really is a craft that, I mean, even I will look back on Omaha Places videos from 2 years ago and I'm like, wow, that could have, like, I've really improved a lot since then. And you don't really see it on a day-to-day basis. But then when you look back and you realize like, oh, you actually have gotten a lot better at this, or the voiceovers are better, the editing is sharper, just all of that stuff.
And how can you be able to do that if you don't have the time and resources to be able to make it happen? So it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm curious, kind of a related question. What role do the followers help play in shaping the content that you create?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if it wasn't for anybody following us, like we literally wouldn't have that account. And the only reason that businesses do want to work with us is not just because people are watching our videos on social media, but because they're seeing the video and then going into that business, like that foot traffic in a business or at an event. That's what really drives the content. So yeah, I feel thankful that people trust our recommendations. And the thing too is I don't even feel like we give recommendations on places. Like we do always try to not say like our personal opinion of a place, because we've also recognized that our favorite places aren't other people's favorite places. And there are places that I think are a little bit overhyped, but other people love them. And that's great for those other people. But yeah, we always just want to give the facts like, hey, this business is located at this spot. Here's what you can find there. You should go check it out for yourself. And people seem to trust our recommendations.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk. If you were going to spend like time in Omaha, your first 24 hours and your sole resource was Omaha Places, like give us the full itinerary of what that day would look like.
Ooh, okay. Definitely has to start with coffee. Some of my favorite coffee shops are Archetype.
yes.
Yeah. Or probably Bad Seed too. I think Bad Seed is a very underrated coffee shop. And they just opened a second location right off of Dodge. So very conveniently located. Yeah. So they're downtown and right off of Dodge now. So after coffee, I would probably just go walk around the riverfront. I think that after like they redid the whole riverfront area, that is one of my favorite areas in Omaha. There's so many trails to walk by. If you have a dog, they have dog parks, they have hammocks. Like I just love that area. Also, depending on if it's summer or winter, you can either go ice skating or roller skating there. I used to be a figure skater when I was younger, so I love doing that kind of stuff, roller skating as well. So I would, and it's like a pretty inexpensive activity. If you have your own skates, you can go for free, or it's like $5 to rent a pair of ice skates or roller skates. So I would do that. Lunch. Okay, actually my whole day is going to be spent downtown. My current favorite lunch spot is the La Bouvette Delicatessen. It's like a little deli located right next to La Bouvette, and they have some of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. And they change the sandwich every single day, so you never know what you're going to get, but it's always super fresh meat and cheese, and they bake their bread right in there. It's just so good. After lunch, what would I do? I would maybe go to a bookstore. I'm a big reader. There's Next Chapter Books, which is located downtown, not in the Old Market, but a little bit outside, or Jackson Street Booksellers in the Old Market. And for dinner, I would go to Cleo, because that is by far my favorite restaurant in Omaha.
That's really, really
adequately hyped.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
It is 1,000%.
I would agree with that. It's not easy to get in there, but definitely worth it.
I know that's like the only restaurant in Omaha that you're like, you have to make reservations.
Plan ahead.
in advance.
Or go at like
4 o'clock.
Yes. Which I've done many times.
100%. Absolutely.
Yes, but don't take my seat at the bar.
Yeah.
Connor, what's like one business or event that you featured on Omaha Places that like really took off after you guys gave it a little bump?
Well, kind of like I just mentioned, the roller skating at the riverfront, that video that we posted last year has been our only video to hit 1 million views on Instagram. And so that just kind of like not only contributed a lot to like our account growth, like so many new people found our account because of that video, but then the riverfront area is still fairly new, and I think a lot of people in Omaha didn't know that you could go roller skating down there, and that whole thing was open yet. So that really kind of like drove a lot of people down there as well.
Yeah, and roller skating is like underrated for sure.
Agreed. And the whole family can do
it's like
it.
a lost art. I feel like all the skating rinks have closed, and so if you like, I don't feel like the younger kids know how to roller skate anymore.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
We
Like,
got to bring it back.
Do a birthday party, roller skating birthday party, and none of them knew how to roller skate.
As a figure skater,
doing?
Connor, do you do specific like cool moves when you're roller skating?
Okay, well, it's kind of hard because what my feet want to do when I'm roller skating is like you can't do that because the way that you would stop on figure skates, you can't do that on roller skates. It'll just fall over. Right? So it kind of translates as far as like your balance, but how to like do certain moves or anything really doesn't translate as well as you would think.
No like jumps or anything though. I mean, okay.
Yeah, my signature move is that like arm flap when you're about to fall.
Same.
Or the frantic grab for the sides.
Or your friend or stranger next to you. Yeah.
Connor, you Omaha Places recently launched your first like physical product.
Yes.
The Omaha Places coffee shop passport, and it sold out in a week.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. Like what inspired you to like make the shift into like more of this physical product world?
Yeah. I think a big part of that was that we have gotten so good at just the digital side of things. Like it is routine for us now. Like we just kind of needed something new to work on because in the very beginning, like everything that Omaha Places was doing was new and exciting, and it was a challenge, and like it still is really exciting for me, but it's just not a challenge anymore. It's just routine. And so we were really looking for that next thing that was going to like challenge our team. And I think also because we are such a small team, there's only so much growth opportunity that we have. Like we have to create our own growth opportunity. And so it was something that the whole team could work on together, no matter what, position of the company they worked in. So yeah, we did a coffee shop passport, and I knew I wanted to start with coffee shops just because there's so many good coffee shops in Omaha. We had featured practically all of them by that point, and we had really good relationships with a lot of them too, that we had contacts that we could reach out to. So I just started scheduling meetings with some of them just to kind of get some initial feedback, and immediately all the people I had meetings with, they were like, sign us up, like we're in. And I was like, you don't want to think about it a little more? Like, and they're like, no, let's do it. I was like, okay, we're doing this. Yeah. So I had the idea honestly for a couple of years, and I'm someone who I have to like kind of sit on something for a little bit, and then eventually something will just click, and I just instinctually know when the right time is. And in January of this year, I was like, okay, we're doing this, guys. And so yeah, we got the ball rolling on it. We just kind of randomly picked a launch date, and I was kind of kicking myself a little bit because I was about to leave for a 2-week trip to Europe, right before they launched, or right after they launched, sorry. And I was like, okay, this could either be really good and they could sell out really fast, or this could be really bad and I'm going to leave, and then my team's going to have to take care of this. And they sold out in a week, and we got all of them shipped out right before I left for my trip. So it was like everything about the whole process just fell into place so perfect. And people have been loving them and already asking when we're going to bring them back. And we would like to do another drop of coffee shop ones, but we also want to make the passports into a whole line. So we had asked on Instagram what else people wanted to see from us. People said they wanted a pizza passport, a cocktail passport, a date night passport, fitness. Like there's so many different things that we could do with that. So that is something that we're hopefully going to come out with another one later this year.
Yeah, I love that. Timely, we just had a creative summit last week, and we were talking about how like sometimes you get in a rut, or the projects you're working on aren't the most inspiring or exciting. And I think that's like a transferable experience, that like it's important to take some risks, challenge yourself in new ways. And so it's like, it's fun to hear that happening on the like content creation side, when that's a real world situation we're in often here.
Yeah, it was really fun for our team to create content for that too, because typically we're showcasing a space, not a product. So just to kind of like challenge our creative juices and stuff to come up with all of these ideas that involved a product instead of a space was really fun too.
Yeah. And like also solving a problem. I think so often people like want to go out and explore, they like love the idea, but have a hard time like they're committing to it or making the first step. But to make it like sort of a challenge or like a thing to be checked off the list, it gives that people that nudge they need.
Yeah. And we have a little page at the beginning of the passport where people can write notes about their favorite spots that they visited. So some people are going back to their favorite spot and now they have an excuse to try a new drink or something through the passport. And a lot of people are driving all the way across town to go to a coffee shop that they've never even heard of before because it was in the passport. So we've gotten some really cool feedback and stories from people regarding that.
Love that.
Yeah, I'd like to build on that too. The platform known for supporting local businesses. You talked about it several times already, especially like small and scrappy ones. I feel like is part of the hook for you guys. Has there been a moment where you saw your platform really make a difference in a specific small business?
I remember so this business actually, unfortunately, isn't open anymore, but there was a coffee shop in the Little Italy area that had opened like when we were about maybe a year into Omaha Places. And when they first opened, we posted a video about them. And they said we had a line out the door and like around the block when you guys posted about us. And I was like, that was kind of the first time that I was like, oh my God, people are going to these places that we
trust your opinion. Yeah,
exactly. Because I mean, the account was still fairly new back then. And so I just didn't have a lot of experience like hearing that feedback from businesses, where from my end, like I go to a business and then I click publish on the post and then I'm on to the next one. And so I just don't really see firsthand that impact that it has. But every once in a while now I'll, go back to a business like a couple days after we post and I'm like, I wonder, like, are you guys here from our video? Like, I obviously don't ask anybody that, but it's just kind of cool to like go back soon after we post and like see people who are in there and potentially went in from our videos.
Yeah, and I know you've spoken like on your podcast and about just businesses obviously seeing the value in this kind of work and reaching out to you for this kind of thing. So I assume that's another element of how you're getting some of that feedback as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of have this stat that we tell potential new clients is that I think it's like 70% of businesses that we work with do repeat advertising with us. And so that's kind of like the best testimonial that we could ask for, that they clearly saw the value in it, so much so that they want to advertise their next event with us. And we have a lot of really great partnerships with like NFM or the zoo, where, we're doing stuff every single year with some of those big businesses in Omaha. And that's really fun too, just like develop those longer term partnerships and just know that those businesses trust the work that we do and the content that we produce. And it's just kind of a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, especially when there's just like, we've talked, you're just like fed information constantly. And so often I'm like, dang, I didn't know that was going on. So to create like one source for people to reference instead of like all the separate venues and like neighborhood events, like having one source to kind of scope out what's going on is so helpful.
Yeah, that was a big reason that we wanted to completely redo our website as well. So on our website, we developed two different things. One was an event calendar, so people could go in and find events, anytime they wanted, because our What's Happening in Omaha This Weekend videos were just taking off, and people every week were like, oh my God, I love these. This is how I find or make my weekend plans. Well, those videos only covered events from Thursday to Sundays, and came out on Thursday morning. So we saw this need for, finding events throughout the week and being able to find events like into the future rather than just a couple days before. So that was really cool to now have an event calendar on our website. And then we also have a neighborhood map. So if people want to like find new spots in their specific neighborhood, or they know that they want to, have a date night downtown and kind of make a night out of it, then they can search and just find places in that specific neighborhood and events in that specific neighborhood too. So again, just one place that you can go to find literally anything that you're looking to do. And yeah, we've gotten a lot of really great feedback on both of those things.
Yeah, I use your site so often when we have people visiting in town. Because of course, I've got a million recommendations, but like on the spot, I can't think of anything, or you're trying to find something close proximity to where they're staying. And so to sort it that way is just so handy. And there's just like an overwhelming amount of options. So it just helps to kind of like whittle down some recommendations too.
Our team always jokes that like, even we have to go to our website to like find things to do that weekend. Because we're like, we forget what is happening in Omaha.
We're also enjoying things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So after spending so much time out exploring Omaha, like what do you do to recharge at home?
Oh my gosh. So like I mentioned before, I read a lot, both like physical books and audiobooks. I love both of them. One of my favorite things is to pop in an audiobook and go for a long bike ride. I live pretty close to the Keystone Trail, so it's perfect to just go kind of clear my head, get some fresh air. I have a cat at home, so she demands a lot of snuggles every day. So
what's her name?
Jelly Bean.
I love that. More food names for pets.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she's a character. She actually was born without a tail, so she looks really funny too.
You little bobcat.
Yeah.
Jelly Bean.
She's a hit with all my friends. So yeah, hanging out, reading on the couch or with Jelly Bean, or doing an audiobook and a bike ride is probably my two.
Not being on your phone.
I am guilty of being on my phone way too much. I just recently finally got a work phone, so that helps a lot.
Separate it.
Yeah, I went almost 4 years without having a work phone, and now I'm like, how did I ever do that?
You're right. That's impressive, honestly.
Yeah, I don't. My self-control skills must be fairly good.
Yeah,
but
I'm curious, Cahner, about like all this exploring that you do, and how if at all does that influence how you approach maybe the design of your home, or like what things based on your journey out there in the world have inspired how you show up at home?
Yeah, I mean, I think because my job is so like outside of the home and requires me to be pretty extroverted when we're, going and talking to new people, going to events where they're really crowded, I do need a lot of like time to recharge and just like be in silence and relax. And my home has always been that space for me. I have always honestly loved design, and my home is really colorful, and I have gallery walls everywhere. And, my favorite color is pink. And so I have pink throw pillows, and like, it's an extension of my personality, truly. And I actually just recently moved into my current space less than a year ago. I think it was like 8 months ago. And so I've had a lot of fun just like developing that space and designing it. And I know I'm going to be there for a pretty long time. So I can really invest in pieces and, the design of it. Whereas previously, when I knew I was going to be somewhere like only temporarily, it just didn't feel as important to really invest in the look of the space. But I just love how my room and my whole house is coming together. Right now, my priority is my office because I have been working from home a lot more. Okay. And so that's starting to come together. I've been working with one of the NFM designers, Elizabeth, to help me do that. So I actually just got a new console table and a rug delivered last Friday. So my next step is to pick a paint color. So that's my newest home project.
What are the vibes you're going for in your office? What are you channeling?
Well, I realized that the furniture and the rug are more light or like lighter colored. So I think I need to pick a darker color for the wall. I don't want it too dark, so I don't necessarily want like a moody office, but I do need a bit of contrast in there. So I'm like, maybe I should do like a cherry red or like a like a magenta pink or something. Just like something like really pink. Fun. Yeah. Something really fun, really like vibrant.
Energetic. Yeah. Oh, I love that. You're going to have to keep us posted as you progress.
I will.
Okay, Connor, we're getting close to the end of our time. Do you have time for a quick game?
Oh, geez.
yeah.
Buckle up.
Okay.
I didn't preview this
We
for
know
you, so
what these are
hopefully
like.
this is
Okay,
going to
this
work.
all new.
Omaha Places obviously nails like the vibe and personality of like each spot that you visit. And I want to kind of help build on that a little bit. So I created this unofficial award system that I'm calling Omaha Places Pinpoint Picks. Okay, so
Okay.
the goal here is to help Omahans find their next favorite hotspot. You're already doing it. We're going to dig into it a little bit further
Okay.
with 6 super specific award categories that I want you as the expert to award to Omaha businesses. So for example, best spot to take an out-of-towner to flex on other cities.
Riverfront.
Riverfront, right off the bat.
Yes.
Okay. I know this is gonna work out perfectly. I'm really excited.
You're not singing? Shoot.
No singing this
Darn.
episode, Hilary. But if you want me to at the
That's
end, maybe
okay.
we can have a sing
We'll save
along.
it
We can get
for
together and do
The
that
next one, hopefully.
Yeah.
to make a theme song for Omaha Places. I've done theme songs
loves to
before.
We don't have a theme song yet.
Okay, let's talk after our
Okay.
people get in
Give
touch
Tyler
with your
some
people.
homework.
Okay, so these are Omaha Pinpoint Picks. I've got 6 of these ready to play.
Yeah.
You're going to be the expert here, and I would love your guys' thoughts on this as well.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one that I have after my sample one,
Yeah.
the Brunch So Good I Forgave the Wait Award. Brunch is huge in Omaha.
Herb Saint. Yeah.
I stand that.
Occasion brunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Hilary,
Yeah.
you're
I've never been there for brunch.
okay.
Well, their mimosa special.
Yeah.
I think the first 2 are $7 and everyone after that is a penny.
Amazing.
This is where my friend Sarah and I developed a really deep bond was over these penny mimosas. May or may not have been in my maid of honor speech. But
Beautiful.
Stan Herb Saint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, good one. Any
Mhm.
other forgive the waits? I mean, Connor's the expert here, so I think we're going to defer to her
Yeah.
suggestions. But
I
I
don't
just want to
get
make sure
go
we have the
brunch very
opportunity.
often, sadly.
Well,
Becca,
when you're
oh
ready
my
for
gosh.
penny mimosas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Once baseball
think-
season's over, it's
Yes, we'll celebrate.
really
off to
crashing
a
my
great
brunch.
start. Herb Saint brunch. Okay, next one that I have. Best place to accidentally make a best new friend.
Exarban Run Club.
The Exarban Run Club.
Okay,
Very
you might
specific.
see a trend. A lot of mine are probably going to be around Exarban.
Yeah.
It's my neighborhood.
Great
so
area.
I love my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Why? So is this like a true to life story for you?
Oh yeah, very true story. So my 2 current best friends in Omaha, there's a very specific moment at Exarban Run Club. One of them just turned around and said hi, and that
Yeah.
was it for us. Like we're still
Friendship.
very good friends, and we
Yeah.
still talk
Yeah.
about that moment where she just turned around and hi, and it was
That's all it took.
Yeah, that was all it took.
You had enough other like commonalities sync up being
Yep.
an Exarban and
Yep.
loving running. So
Yep,
all you needed
exactly.
was a friendly hi.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. I think we've got 2 great starts.
Mhm.
Third one that I have for you. Best spot to catch feelings over cocktails.
The Pine Room in Dundee. One of,
Mm.
I think, the most underrated cocktail spots.
I've never even heard of this.
Is that the room next to the Dell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Connected to Dundee Dell.
okay?
Different cocktail menu than the
Mhm.
Dell though. And the bartender there, he just knows his stuff
Yeah.
and like is passionate about cocktails. And the first time I ever had some of his drinks, we were actually filming both for the Pine Room and for Dundee Dell. And he was just getting excited
Mhm.
that we were trying his drinks and letting him talk about them.
Mhm.
And he just kept bringing them out and bringing them out and bringing them out
Yeah.
because he was just so excited. And I also just love seeing people so passionate
Mhm.
about
I
their
And that
craft.
makes a difference.
it does.
right?
And so, yeah, anytime I get the chance to go get a cocktail from him, I jump at it.
Yeah, I second that. We love to go sit at the bar at Dundee Dell, and we were having cocktails there and like chatted with, I'm sure, the same person. And he's like, we're doing a gin tasting in a couple of weeks. And it was over in the Pine Room. It's like an effort to kind of drum up some more excitement.
Yeah.
And not like really a gin drinker at all, but like came away with like an appreciation of gin, like didn't realize that it could taste like
Good.
things other
Yeah.
than pine tree, but it was really interesting and like so passionate about it and
Mhm.
so knowledgeable,
Yeah.
which was a really fun experience.
Yeah.
great recommendation. Again.
Yeah.
Again.
Knocking it out of the park with the first three here. Okay, fourth one that I have for you, Cahner. Best spot to overhear a wild conversation.
Oh, the downtown YMCA.
I could see that.
That comes also from personal experience.
Do you have
Can you share?
Can you
Yeah,
elaborate?
so I don't currently belong there, but last year a good friend of mine and I were training for a triathlon, and so we trained a lot at the YMCA. And there was one specific time this girl was on the stair stepper and on the phone with I'm assuming her boyfriend, and she had zero awareness of anybody else in the gym. But the entire time that my friend and I were like lifting weights, we were just listening to this girl, and we were like, that is some tea. Like, she was not happy with her boyfriend. But I was kind of eating it up.
I'm glad
like,
she's
you
letting
tell
him
him,
have
girl.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, prime people
What are some of
watching.
the phrases that stand out from the conversation? Is there?
I don't remember the specifics. This was like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I just remember thinking like how badass it was that she was on the stair stepper and like doing work for herself while like giving
Letting
it
him
back
have
to this
it,
guy
yeah.
who was clearly not respecting her. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
the details of it,
The
but
lung capacity must be great.
I know,
to be able
right?
to do
Yeah, that's
that.
pretty impressive.
Extra training.
Yeah.
For sure.
Atta girl.
Yep.
Okay, I think we're knocking it out of the park so far. I have just a couple more of these. The I only meant to say 5 minutes award.
Oh my gosh. Probably Sunny's. I feel like that's a little bit of a cheat because that's like technically the same place as Exarban Run Club, but like the amount of times that I just swing by Sunny's and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stop by and say hi, and then I'm there the whole night.
Such a unique
that's my
spot.
place.
Yeah.
It's my third place for sure. And I just love it down there. And the fact that it's only open seasonally
Mhm.
makes it like 10 times more special in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, I have to soak it up in the summer months while it's open.
And it gets better year over year. I
Yes.
remember when it was just the little trailer and a couple
Yep.
of tables, and now it's this like oasis
Yep.
in the middle of Exarban.
Yeah, and they have kind of started saying season 1, season 2, and it's really fun, I think, to like have that, because not only now do you know like how many years it's been open, since it's still fairly new, but every year they have like some big new development there, and so that's been kind of fun to see over the years too.
Another great pick.
Knocking it out of the park. Last one that I have. Most Omaha place that ever Omaha'd.
Spaghetti Works. Not even like the first one that came to my head.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time that I went to Spaghetti Works, but that is a core memory
Mhm.
as a child.
Yeah.
And I love that it's still there, like dead center in the old market.
Uh-huh.
Like,
The
does
little
anybody
salad-
go to
the little
Spaghetti
salad
Works
bar
anymore?
truck.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I loved a salad bar when I was
Oh
younger.
yes.
Still do,
What a
honestly.
luxury as like as a kid. That was
Yeah.
so special.
And I feel like sadly a lot of those like classic like
Uh-huh.
old Omaha businesses, like some of them are still around, but a lot of them aren't
Yeah.
around anymore,
Yeah.
especially in those like prime locations.
Mhm.
You know, so much new stuff has come to the old market, but I'm glad Spaghetti Works is still hanging on out there.
Yeah, it is fun to like sit at La Bouvette.
Yeah, watch people on
Spaghetti Works traffic.
I agree.
We have multitudes, you know?
Well, Cahner, this has been super fun. Enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much. I also want to thank my co-hosts Becca and Hilary, our producers Ann and Scott, and all our listeners. Make sure to hit us up at our website, nfm.com/podcast for all of your home life questions and a chance that we'll talk about them on this show. Bye for now, but remember, home is what you make it.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weiskup, Hilary Waltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.